Okay, in this example, we're going to go ahead and configure the UCS after it's been set up via the serial. So as you can see here, we're logged in through UCS Manager. First thing we're going to do is we're going to choose the chassis discovery policy, rack server discovery policy, power policy, and so on. In order to get started here, we use 4 links from our effects adapters going up to our chassis. We're going to choose grid mode because we have 4 power supplies configured. Next thing, we're going to configure the ports. So we're going to go under the fabric interconnect under A. As you can see, we have 16 ports configured for each chassis. Sorry, for all the chassis. We're going to go configure these as server ports. Now, some people would like to configure these 4 at a time, covering each chassis to make sure they get discovered properly. UCS does discover stuff in order, so we chose 16 in this, and it did pick them up in order. So we're configuring these as server ports. These are the ports that go from the effects adapters up to the fabric interconnects. Now, as we go ahead and configure the uplink ports, these are the uplink ports that are going to go up to the Cisco 7000. These will put in a VPC. These are the fiber channel ports in our module. We're going to configure the first 4 to be FC storage ports. In our case, we're using actually port 6 to be configured to go to MDS switch to get zoning information. That's a requirement for UCS right now. So do the other one, configure those as FC storage ports. We did that. Go ahead and get that done right away, and there'll be a reboot required later. This shows the topology view. It's just discovering right now, so it'll take a little while to populate. As you can see, those ports are all up. Some of them say SFP not present. That's because we don't have a cable connected to those right now, and we didn't configure them. You can see we've got our server ports, our uplink ports configured. Yeah, as you can see, it's starting to discover blades right now. Just starting to pick up the servers and the blades that are in the chassis. It'll go ahead and do the discovery and pick up the cores, the memory, and everything that's unique about each server. This view shows how they're being discovered. They'll eventually come up as operable. You can sort here. So it takes a little while. We've got 32 blades in each of our pods. That's across 4 chassis. All of our blades are the exact same. You can see now it's starting to bring up the cores and the memory. It'll go and say unassociated after they're done. Well, we haven't associated a service profile with these. We're just in the discovery process right now. And if you look at a chassis now, we see the blades. This actually gives you a real-time view of what's in each of them, each of the chassis. There's a few attention errors on the screen, but obviously it's still in discovery mode, so we won't worry about those. So we're just going to let these finish up. This discovered here, it looks like it's a CMOS battery voltage issue. This was an old bug in the UCSM, but I think it's a bad battery or a bad batch of battery. We had a few of these that came up, and we just swapped out the onboard battery, and it went away. Bringing up a slot issue here, we're just going to go ahead and resolve the slot issue. Let me acknowledge the fault. Looks like we've got something going on there. We'll come back later to that one. Might be in the middle of discovery right now. And you see we can get a roll-up view if we click under chassis under the equipment tab. That particular blade, server 4, is giving us an error. As you can see, everything else seems to be coming up pretty good. And we just cleared the issue that time and it did go away. We can go under faults under that server and we can get a little bit more detailed view. Looks like it's being rediscovered, so I think our error was just because it was being discovered. So it looks like that finished off. We can go to our chassis roll-up view here. Looks like it's discovered all our blades. Go down to that particular blade and it looks like it's okay now as well. So that just showed you how to get into UCS Manager after configuring it through the console. Go in, configure all your, or discover all your blades, configure your uplink ports, configure your server ports, and configure your fiber channel ports. So that's it.